Hello handcrafters, let's make a salt bar today. So I got this recipe from Lovely Greens and it is a 70% coconut oil recipe. So instead of using water, I decided to use silk almond milk so I can add some extra moisture to the soap bar. When working with milk, any type of milk, I always freeze, if it's fresh milk of course. If it's powdered then that's different, but with fresh milk I always freeze it into ice cubes. I pour the lye in there slowly and in parts. Like I use the lye to actually melt the milk cubes, and I do that kind of slowly, but honestly it only takes about maybe 2 minutes total for it to melt it. It's very quick and efficient. I am also going to be using rose clay, so I am doing a half a teaspoon of rose clay and a teaspoon of distilled water to mix it so that when I do pour it in there, it'll be a fluid, nice color. And there is my salt, and I will include the recipe below. Like I said, it is from Lovely Green, so it is a website that not a website, but it is a recipe that you can search on your own, but I will include it in the description below. I've decided to take the rose clay and put it in the oils because I just want this to be one color. And I wanted to see how the color would turn out if I put it in the oils versus putting it in the entire batter after it had reached trace. Salt bars are sometimes referred to as spa bars because they're not a bar that you should use every day. You should use it maybe like once a week or maybe twice a week, depending on how oily your skin is, because salt bars are going to exfoliate your skin. And the reason why there is a high amount of coconut oil in this recipe is because salt impedes lather, meaning that it almost completely gets rid of it. And in this recipe, it's a 50% salt batter. So again, the recipe will be below, but salt tends to get rid of lather and bubbles. And of course, when it comes to soap, we want our lather, we want our bubbles. And coconut oil is very good for making sure that you have all the beautiful lather and bubbles. So we use a high amount to combat the salt inhibiting the lather. And here, this is an essential oil set that I purchased from TikTok shop, and I am using the grapefruit essential oil and putting it in the soap batter and just stirring that in. I never mix my essential oils or fragrances with a stick blender. I always use a spatula just because I don't want to increase trace and not have a nice fluid batter like what I have here, where it's pouring just like thick water, because you can see the salt has fully incorporated in the bars. And I'm using individual cavity molds because salt bars will harden very, very quickly. I think I unmolded these bars maybe about 5 hours later, and you see they're not soft at all. There's no little pieces of soap left in the mold. Like, they are hard and ready to go. They still have to cure just like any other cold processed soap, but you have to put them in individual cavities because they do harden very quickly, and they could definitely break down your cutter depending on what type of cutter you have. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and if you have any comments or concerns, feel free to leave comments below. And for now, black hands are out. Bye bye guys.